Good morning, Nerdventures, Brokeventures, visitors to DOS Tower. We'll get started real soon. Do me a favor and give it a little like. Tap that like button. Don't hurt it though. All you need is a tap. We'll see you soon. Okay, let us get it. Let us get it, yes? Let's get it. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? You know, something really weird is how, like, one of my lights literally just went out. This is like, of course. You hold on to your butts, all you freaking nerd Avengers. We're good. We're good. We're professional over here. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Got a lot to talk about today. Spider-Man news. Spider-Man rumors. We're gonna talk about it. Despite the fact that when it comes to Marvel speculation, I'm never gonna dance again. Matt Shackman gave me blue balls bonus. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Mom. For real, though. We got to talk about that as well. Matt Shackman been talking a lot about his creative decisions for WandaVision. By the way, I just want to say, too, you know, we have a team of people. In fact, pause the music again. Chet, by the way, you're doing great today. Look, listen. We have a team of people here at the Den. It's not all just me, okay? So I want you guys to understand that sometimes when you see things on social media or you see something posted on the Discord, even if it's coming from my account, it's actually not me. And in fact, most of the really negative things about Matt Shackman and about WandaVision are actually coming from Adam Douglas from Fanjecture. And in fact, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, we might as well get into some show notes. Tonight, Debate 8 on the Den of Nerds for everyone to see. If you've never checked out Debate 8, it is a fantastic show where two guests debate along with Adam and sort of go through a bracket-style debating thing to get to an inevitable winner. Tonight, they are literally going over all of the WandaVision episodes, and Lavis and Ryan H. are going to be the guests, I believe. Double check me in the chat if you guys are in here. And I believe that will kick off tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is going to be freaking awesome. But bring all of your hate for all of the negativity that we've espoused for WandaVision to Debate 8 tonight and lay it at the feet of Adam Douglas. It's mostly Adam. Now, tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Miss Darren Wood and myself will be doing another episode of Darren's Danger Room. I'm interested to see how tomorrow night's going to go. I personally feel bad for dragging her on to a massive stream last week for WandaVision, where essentially I was having a mental breakdown about the boner joke, about Pietro, etc., etc. So I'm sure we'll get into some of that tomorrow. That show's really fun. If you've never come and checked it out, it is a good-ass time. And then Thursday night, you will have After Dark, Alan Lavis at 9 p.m. taking you through the nerdy news that happened this week. And sort of just setting you guys up for maybe the WandaVision gallery. I don't know if we're going to do a watch party for that or not. To be honest with you, maybe we should not and just take a week off. But regardless, we'll be back at it this weekend for your Nerdvenger streams and your Nerdvenger Prime streams. Yeah, it's crazy how much Adam Douglas from Fanjecture really dislikes WandaVision. I mean, I had a lot of problems with the finale. You know what I mean? But Adam, dude, whew, I'm telling you, he's not shy about it. He said, I think he started a meme, Matt Suckman. I think that's completely inappropriate. You know what I mean? I think that's completely inappropriate, horrible. But Adam from Fanjecture was like, let's call him Matt Suckman because he sucks. And I was like, that's not even that clever, but all right, bro, whatever. Again, make sure you bring all of your frustration to Debate 8 tonight on the Den of Nerds channel. Should be a really good time. Okay, listen. Let me know in the chat. I'd like to know, you know, here's a funny question I never thought I'd have to ask. the chat, but we'll get into regardless. Put a 1 into the chat if you watched the Snyder cut yesterday. I know, seems impossible, right? Should have been impossible, wasn't impossible. Put a 1 into the chat if you watched the Snyder cut yesterday, and be honest. We're not going to freak out. HBO's not here. We're not taking names. You know what I mean? But just maybe let us know in chat. Did you personally watch the Snyder cut yesterday? If you did, put a 1 into the chat. Nobody wants to admit it, dude. Nobody wants to admit it. Everyone's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so maybe plenty of you did not. But let's talk about... Oh, there they are! Warner Brothers, there they are! Get them! Get them! There's a couple of them right there. Look, if you didn't know, a pretty interesting and uniquely Warner Brothers thing happened yesterday. I can't even believe this shit. I can't believe this actually happened. Tom and Jerry, the movie, the new one, apparently yesterday, while uploading the Snyder cut to HBO Max as though it were like a YouTube video. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of like someone uploading a YouTube video and like making a mistake. Regardless, they literally uploaded the actual Snyder cut 100% the whole way, the whole thing. And when you clicked on Tom and Jerry yesterday, you could have watched the entire Snyder cut. Now, many people did. And there were some people that watched the Snyder cut and then leaked a bunch of things about the Snyder cut. And there were two varieties of those kind of people, but mostly they were either like, man, the Snyder cut sucks, or Snyder cut's dope. You know what I mean? As you would expect, right? Like a ton of fans were like, yo, I watched it. That shit's lit. You know what I mean? A bunch of other people were like, I watched it. It's Justice League with extra bloobity blows, you know? So basically, like, it fell across party lines, believe it or not. Fucking internet. But even more interesting than that is that there's some speculation out there that this was done intentionally by a Warner Brothers employee. By maybe some Warner Brothers executives. And look, I'm just going to be real. I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. I can't stand Warner Brothers. Can't stand them. Can't stand them. As a company, can't stand them. If you've been a long-time watcher of the channel, or if you were watching late last year, you'll recall that when I decided to cover the stories of Ben Affleck coming back as Batman, I was met with the most insane pushback and the most like ridiculous amount of inquiry and also like subtle threats and all this bullshit. Like basically, look, I've been doing YouTube for a while and like nobody really has a big problem with anything we do here. You know what I mean? Like there's some people that don't like all the things that we say or do or whatever, but there's never been like anybody that's like, oh, fuck these guys or whatever, right? Dude, when I started covering the Ben Affleck thing, I legit got way more pushback and like threats and negativity. Like, let's just call it negativity. Let's call it a swell of negativity. I had literally never experienced anything like that, and I cover Star Wars. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I live for 4 to 5 months out of the year in a fandom that I do enjoy, but it happens to be one of the most toxic fandoms on the planet. And Warner Brothers, this is what's so crazy. It's like you can look at Lucasfilm and be like, there's a lot of ineptitude there. There's a lot of boomer decisions. There's a lot of ridiculousness. But you look at Warner Brothers and you're like, there is like beyond pettiness, like a gross, like, it's just gross, dude. It's gross. And the situation with the Snyder Cut, you know, like, I haven't really touched on it. I haven't really talked about it a ton. You know, we've talked about it here and there. We're primarily a Marvel channel. We do a lot of Star Wars stuff, you know. But I am really excited for the Snyder Cut, and I think most of you know I'm a big fan of Zack's work. And man, like, there's a lot of people out there that are like, hey, let's not get super conspiratorial. Let's not fan the flames of the Snyder bros. Bro, I think objectively, if you just look at all the shit that went down, I mean, it's obvious that that within that studio, there's a large group of people there that are like, nah, man, we can't have this thing win. We can't have this thing succeed. It feels like they're trying every dirty trick in the book to get the Snyder Cut to not pop off. Because think about this. That leak right there, that leak is disgusting. Because that's not like the leaks and shit that we do over here, right? Like, we talk about, like, reports, scoops, insiders, rumors. This is totally different. This is, like, a week out from the thing actually coming out. We're going to just, like, kind of put it out there. Because it just sort of deflates the whole situation. Because now it's leaked out there. It's on various websites. It's being passed around the internet. And the sort of floodgate effect of the hype that was supposed to open up next week is in some ways diminished. And look, there's a lot of people out there like, I don't want to get too conspiratorial about that. Dude, for me, you'd have to be daft to not look at what Warner Brothers has done in the last year and back further and give them any amount of credit whatsoever. It's a scummy studio with a bunch of scummy executives and good people that bend the knee to serve the scumminess. Those people are just as bad, in my opinion. Not in the, like, literal moral sense, but in the sense that they perpetuate a culture that is literally, it's affecting people negatively, but also just from the straight market capitalist perspective, it's affecting the product. The product sucks balls. The fans don't even like the shit. They don't even like the brand. Warner Bros. Is fucking pathetic, dude. They don't deserve to have the DC IP. You know, people joke around about, like, let's take Star Wars back from Disney. Never happened. And by the way, Disney doesn't do that bad of a job. They're certainly not killing it, for sure. But they're not doing that bad of a job. With Warner Brothers, I literally, like, how do we rip DC from their, like, greedy corporate fuckhead hands? Like, how does that happen? How can we make that happen? What do I have to sign? What do I have to do? What kind of content do we have to make? What kind of phone calls do we have to... That's where I'm at. All my homies hate Warner Brothers. Period. Shit's so bad over there, makes me feel better about the WandaVision boner joke. I can literally accept the boner better. Matt Shackman, maybe you're not that bad. Maybe you're not. Anyway, let's talk about something more pleasant. Jesus Christ, I didn't even want to talk about that shit, but whatever, it's all good. Let us now forget about all the pain of WandaVision. Let's not dwell on it. And let's check out this sick fan re-edit of what this scene in the WandaVision finale actually should have been like. I'd hate for us to have fun, but here we go.
As a carbon-based synthesoid, your memory storage is not so easily wiped.
Yes, you may, Vision. Touch me. Ooh, girl! different kind of boner there, Shackman. I hope you're paying
As a
attention.
carbon-based synthesoid, your memory storage is not so easily wiped. May I?
Anyway, yeah, no, I mean, just a little fan edit, guys. You know, everybody relax. Yeah, Adam really wanted us to do that, you know. He's really, I don't know. I mean, I like the guy, but he is really upset. See what's going on in the world, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get into talking about this Spider-Man 3 bit. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we can talk about this a little bit. A Deadline had sort of reported or is talking with Jack Schaefer, who I believe is the lady who did the main writing on the episode. Okay, and she's been talking a little bit about things here and there. One of the things she talked about is how like grief was more or less the villain, not like another big bad like a nightmare or whatever, which is cool. I think that part of the episode, I honestly don't think people have a big problem with at all. Like, it's actually more to do, personally for me, it was more to do with Agatha Harkness than Wanda. Like, I'm totally good with Wanda and grief and her powers and her situation being the problem. But when it comes to Agatha, it's like, who's this bitch, dude? No, I need something else there. Like, I need a reason to believe that, like, Agatha would have the ability, even with the Darkhold, to be able to, like, do some of these things. You know what I mean? And if the finale kind of frankly shows us that, like, dude, Wanda's just way too powerful. But also, on the positive side of things, I guess, depending on where you sit on things like leaks and rumors, Jack Schaefer has also talked about how, or at least hinted that, yes, Doctor Strange was going to be in the show, and that had to change because of the Rona and because of the shuffling. I've also heard many people talking about remember yesterday we were talking about the massive shuffling that the MCU had to do all the way back in 2019, and then again, I actually think there were 3 or 4, probably just 3, massive shufflings in the last like 16 months for Marvel. One had to do with the Spider-Man deal, then Rona, then Spider-Man Rona situation, which we're gonna get into actually. But it's like people are starting to really understand, or at least talk about how, yeah, that's likely a big part of why the show felt a little weird in the finale. We don't have to talk about this, but this is Matt Shackman saying, I hate Marvel fans, and I hope they'll continue to like me even though I spit in their faces. Adam Douglas said, definitely not, just so everybody knows. Okay, here we go. Let's check this out. This is really what we're looking for here. Are we ready? Is the class ready? Is everybody okay? Everybody good? Okay, here we go. So this is pretty interesting, guys, because I think on the surface level, it may mean one thing, but then I think we will be able to speculate about what it really means. You know what I mean? So it says here, exclusive, the Sony/Marvel split Spider-Man into 2 separate franchises. By the way, we've talked about this as a possibility before. Professor Hulk is here to help deliver some scoops and information on the film and TV industry. This week, we're going to be talking about some Spider-Man No Way Home / Spider-Man 4 news. What? Many of us are hyped to see a live-action Spider-Verse happen on screen. However, there are a lot of casting rumors out there that sound a little, well, weird. I'll say this. A lot of them are true. We're set to see Spider-Verse, and it's an interesting, exciting time for Marvel and Spider-Man fans. You could say that again. It also is an interesting predicament. Marvel and Sony find themselves in. Spider-Man Homecoming made $880 million. Spider-Man Far From Home made over $1.1 billion. It's safe to assume that a movie also starring Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield could easily crack $1.5 billion. This is not a cash cow that Marvel or Sony want to walk away from, or Tobey. Toby's looking at that 1.5 billion number, and he's like, give me 2 trucks of money. Yeah. However, you have the current actor who's rapidly aging out of the role. Tom Holland is approaching 25 years of age. You also have director John Watts, who's being shifted over to Fantastic Four. That will presumably tie him up for 4 to 6 years, depending on possible sequels and other projects. I don't know what that's about to lead. Sony and Marvel coexisting in the same universe. So where does that leave Spider-Man? Well, that was a huge point of contention during the Sony-Marvel renegotiation that happened a while back. They want to future-proof this franchise. So yes, No Way Home is going to have a lot of Spider-Verse stuff. However, it's also going to set up the future of Spider-Man. This is where it gets interesting. We have exclusively learned that Sony will continue making their SCEU films, with Marvel continuing with Spider-Man as well. That means splitting the franchise in 2. Now, let's just stop for a moment. What have we been talking about for the last year? The idea that after the original split and the renegotiation, what Feige was looking to do, and the reason he made the comments about Spider-Man being the hero that had the ability to swing between cinematic universes, is that he wants separation. He wants separation. Spider-Man 3 is going to use the multiverse and Spider-Verse itself as an explanation for some seeming thread of continuity between the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Sony, whatever the bullcrap acronym is. We've been talking about this for a while, but it would appear that it's being substantiated. Very interesting. Now let's talk about some Miles Morales, okay? From what I've heard from reliable sources, Marvel is looking to create 2 Spider-Man franchises. Now, let's be clear. This is not Sony we're talking about. This is still specifically Marvel, but let's keep going. One will continue Peter Parker's story, this time with him in university. By the way, that actually does track with other rumors we've heard. The other will focus on Miles Morales. It's said that Marvel is keen to use Miles in their upcoming Young Avengers project, and we see a lot of value in him. That totally makes sense. What do we think they're setting up with the twins? What do we think they're setting up with a possible even younger Vision? What do they think we're setting up with a Kate Bishop? Yeah, Young Avengers. It's a big priority for Marvel and Feige, and Miles would be clutch for that to work. I agree with him. From what I've heard from my sources, No Way Home is going to provide us with a much clearer roadmap for Spider-Man in the MCU. That is a most welcome addition if it is true. I've also heard reports that Spider-Man 4 will film back-to-back with No Way Home. Stop. Full stop. Full stop. Let's put me on big screen. Put me on big screen. Do it now. Full stop. Did we not report about this? Did we not report that there were rumors that there were 2 Spider-Man movies filming right now? And interestingly enough, one of the things that we brought up was the fact that there are technically different LLCs, ladies and gentlemen. There are technically different LLCs. When there was an LLC shooting with people that we thought were on Spider-Man 3 in Atlanta, at the same time filming was going on for a separate LLC that also seemed to be for Spider-Man in London. That shit happened. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We have yet to corroborate this, though, and we'll keep digging to get more information. Either way, Marvel is already looking for writers and directors for these 2 franchises. Peter and Miles have 2 completely different stories. They want writers and directors who can bring a distinct voice to each character. Beautiful. Sony and Marvel, according to sources, also are concerned about branding. They're worried that having two Spider-Man franchises at the same time will confuse some general audience members. Having a strong vision behind each is the primary strategy. There are vague ideas of bringing the two together for some sort of Spider-Man crossover. Full stop. We've talked about Spider-Man, remember? The Bendis run that was a 4-shot, I believe, miniseries that first introduced the Peter Parker from the 616 universe to the Miles Morales of the Ultimates universe. It was in some ways the inspiration for some plot elements of Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man is dope. But he says that's years down the line with no real strict plan. So while we near the end of John Watts' time as director or Peter's time in high school, there is still a bright future for Spider-Man at Marvel Studios. Both Sony and Marvel Studios have plans in place to ensure the web crawlers will be entertaining us for years to come. Okay. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. What do y'all think about all that? What do y'all think about that? Pretty cool? Kind of whack? You're never going to dance again because of the boner joke? What do you think? I'm never gonna dance again. Matt Chapman ruined all my pleasures. What's the source? So this is the hashtag show, and this appears to be someone writing under a fake name. I mean, Professor Hulk can't be a real person, right? Let's check it. No, but as I go through their exclusives, it seems they know a thing. Yeah. It's just a writer for the hashtag show, but I will say this. The hashtag show has a decent reputation. So... yeah, I wanted to talk about it. I will say this. Let's actually go back in. This is interesting. Let's go back in if we can find it. Oh, here we go. Bada boom, bada bing. Remember how we were talking about the Reddit people and them getting judged or whatever? Funny way of saying it. Okay. If you don't know what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, the Marvel Studios spoilers subreddit, which is a very popular subreddit, and it does a lot of great work. It's definitely infiltrated by Disney, and there's a bunch of shills in there. However, it still does great work. They've decided to do a public sort of debate or discussion about the major scoopers out there, and they're trying to give them a grade, I guess, of how good they or bad they are at actually having accurate information. And so yesterday, Monday, was the Daniel Richtman one. And so now I kind of wanted to go back in there today and see what people are saying about Daniel Richtman. So let's see what they say. Source accuracy. We discussed the accuracy. Today we'll be discussing the focus of Daniel Richtman. We'll start by filling out this poll to place Daniel in a tier. Okay, let's see what this is. Check the poll. This poll is into blah, 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 blah. Please select the accuracy tier, which I think he's high quality. That's just me. You can go vote yourself. Let's see previous responses. Low quality. Wow. Isn't that interesting? Please select the accuracy tier for just describe Daniel. A lot of people think he's low quality. That's interesting. 50% of people think he's low reliability. Wow. Interesting, huh? Okay, let's see here. Guidelines, blah, blah, blah. Examples. Kevin Feige on 2016 claimed that Avengers Infinity War would be released on May 4th, 2018. This was verified on May 4th, 2018 when I saw Infinity War in the movie theater. Tom Holland so he said on December 9th of 2016, he provided specific detailing around the scene in Spider-Man Homecoming. However, since the release of Avengers Endgame, he has not accurately represented the characters will appear. Okay. Mark Ruffalo. So he was accurate on some Kevin Feige stuff about the release for Infinity War. He was accurate about specific scenes about Tom Holland. He was super accurate about Mark Ruffalo claimed that everyone was going to die. Wait, what? Okay, maybe that's just example shit. I don't fully understand if that was all him or not. So let's go over some of these. He said that Deadpool 3 and 4 are in development. This was 4 months ago. I do believe that that actually was proven to be correct, and at the time was a scoop. This is a big one here. We kind of just talked about that. He reported a rumor that Sony/Tobey may have his own Spider-Man movie, and he's kind of saying that, honestly, there could have been filming at the same time. This was 4 months ago. Still not proven 100%. This was one from him, the Brother Voodoo scoop. Brother Voodoo in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, this actually has sort of been substantiated. I mean, we don't know for sure, and we won't know until we see the movie, but there is a lot of evidence that they have actually cast this, but the jury's still out. Hugh Jackman cast for an upcoming MCU role. I actually believe this. I think it will be for Wolverine in Doctor Strange 2. But again, we won't know that. Tobey Maguire is playing Uncle Ben. This is a juicy one. We talked about this. Now, this was put in his rumor bin on his Patreon, I believe. But it's still a pretty big, juicy thing, and we'll see. If it does take place, I mean, it's crazy. Loki is bisexual. There might be some bisexual Loki business going on in his show. Interesting. Joaquin Phoenix is playing Doctor Strange from another universe. This comes from Daniel Rickman. I actually believe this, but yet to be determined. And then Angela. This looks to be pretty true. Again, we won't know for sure until we see the film, but this looks to be true. Like, we've seen set photos that seem to indicate that that is real. So yeah, if we look through like some of the votes and all that, there's people saying like, this seems so fake just reading them, but some of them might actually come true. This is basically what fan theories are. Loki being bi doesn't seem fake, honestly. Voodoo seems like a possibility. Yeah. Upvote this to the top. He must be judged by his own leaks and scoops, not by any info tweeted by a third party. I don't know about that. I mean, okay, that is the thing with Daniel. It's like he gives so many scoops out and people take scoops from his Patreon. So I don't know if he's fully responsible for all that. You know what I mean? He does have the Illuminati scoop, though, and this I'm pretty keen on. You know what I mean? So I suppose the real utility for us here is just really doubling down on understanding like, okay, this is all stuff that more or less comes from Daniel. These are all scoops that are yet to be determined. And as we learn more about them, we can maybe indicate that he is better or worse at scooping. Now, today, they are currently going over Grace Randolph. Woo! Woo! Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine that's going to be real fun. That's going to be real fun, I bet. So. All right, guys. We'll probably get into Q&A in just a little bit here. Let me see. Is there anything else going on in the Marvel Studios world? I mean, there's cool Falcon and the Winter Soldier stuff.
These guys use brute force. They're strong. Too strong. And they might be a part of the big three. What big three? Androids, aliens, and wizards. It's not a thing. It's not.
Androids, aliens, and wizards. The big three. I love it.
There are no wizards. Doctor Strange is a sorcerer. A sorcerer is a wizard without a hat.
I love it, dude. You know what's funny, too? The big three are probably going to show up in Shang-Chi, but dare I get excited for that, I guess, huh? Boom, boom, boom. I don't think there's anything else really that I want to go over. There's cool, well, there's an Xbox Falcon the Winter Soldier promo. Oh, okay. That's cool. These photos look kind of nice. I am really pumped about this show. Like, I was working on a script earlier today about mutants in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and the script sort of starts with like me saying like, "Oh yeah, we're doing it again. I demand mutants in Falcon and the Winter Soldier." Dun, 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 or whatever, you know.
What's our plan? I have a plan.
Show's gonna be great, dude. Source accuracy discussion. Grace Randolph. Fill out this poll. Okay, I'm gonna fill this out publicly so that everybody knows. She's high quality. My queen! Should we see? What? Oh, highly unreliable. Okay, so that... Okay. Dude, these charts, they picked the wrong... I feel like they picked the wrong colors. I feel like green should have been for, like, high quality. I don't know. This is weird. Yeah, it looks like people hate grays. Go figure. Okay, I think we're good on all that. Just getting into some Q&A. See what y'all are talking about. So, guys, we are going to get into Q&A. I do want to remind everybody, though, the show is brought to you in part by Surfshark VPN. We have a cool relationship with Surfshark. We have an offer in the description of this stream. You can click it, check it out. You get 83% off. And I was corrected yesterday. I was like, they were like, hey, it's not 83% off. I was like, whoa, what? They're like, it's 83% off and 3 months for free in addition. I was like, oh, okay, no, that's much better. So, if you want to support the channel, if you're looking to get a VPN, if you want to secure yo shit, check out Surfshark VPN. Use the code NERDS at checkout to save 83% and get 3 extra months. And also, if you want to get your question answered, you could throw a super chat in, but I might ignore all the boner super chats today. So don't send in any boner super chats. Freaking buttholes. Okay, Lego. Vito says the $5 holla. For instance, why did the turtle cross the road? To get to the Shell station. What? What, Vito? What the fuck you talking about, bro? Mason Graves says Matt Shackman 100% thinks that The Last Jedi is top 3 Star Wars films. Is that provable? Somebody find proof. If that's true, I need proof of it. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but tell me. Austin Tweedy, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Proxy says, no Pietro, no cry. Yeah, dude. I'm with it. No Pietro, no cry. You know, we'll just try not to dwell on it. Joey Ebb says, even if Snyder Cut isn't good, Zack doesn't deserve that. Dude worked so hard to get his vision out there, and then Warner Brothers just like that? Nah, we're going to boner you. Dude, for real. Yeah, dude. I find that whole situation just super weird. Not into it myself. Not a big fan of what is going on over there. Zack certainly does not deserve that, and hopefully it doesn't affect it too much. Hopefully, like, people still like show up in troves, and hopefully everybody's still really excited about it. And I know we're gonna do a watch party. I'm gonna check it out right when it happens. So there's a lot to still be excited about for sure. But it is unfortunate, yeah. Big Stevie says whether you like TCS will depend on if you liked the previous movies. I like them a lot. Oh, the Snyder Cut. So I know I'll love it. Those that didn't won't like it, in my opinion. Stevie, I think that's a fair point, man. So you're basically saying, like, people that didn't like Snyder's stuff are probably not going to like this new Snyder movie, which is totally fair. I think there's a lot of people like me that are, like, kind of on the fence with Snyder's stuff. So not, like, in general, but in the DC universe. Meaning, I love Zack, and I love his stuff. Man of Steel is brilliant. BVS was not. The director's cut of BVS is much better, but it's still not that great. And so for me, I'm like, I would like to see a Justice League that makes me give a crap about this version of the DC universe. Now, from what we've seen with like the Nightmare stuff and the true dark side and like a way cooler Steppenwolf, dude, that is rock and roll, man. That gets me going. That gets me excited. I want to see that. That stuff looks great. But I also hope there's some substantive stuff there. I hope it's the Justice League that feels familiar. I hope it's a Batman that makes sense and doesn't, pull something in his butt and all that. Obi-Rod Kenobi with the $5 holla and no message. Elisa Scott says, does this mean Maguire and Garfield might be filming with the Miles Morales movie and won't be in No Way Home? I suppose that is always possible. I think there's Spider-Verse elements no matter what. And I think if Feige is really keeping Tom and keeping his continuity and keeping Miles, then he must be throwing a dog a bone and probably like introing the Spider-Man that Sony will use in Spider-Man 3 and giving him some continuity with Marvel. I mean, we've speculated a lot about this, but for sure that could be a thing. Felicity says, when the foolish man hears of the boner, he laughs out loud. Have a nerdy day, Josh. Thank you so much for the support. Jason says, Jack essentially said week 4, they're trolling, giving us a bunch of red herrings. She wanted to write characters, but couldn't because plans Feige has. Hey, man, look, I heard that, and we can talk about that. We can investigate that and get into that. I'm sure there was a lot of things that constrained the show. You know what I mean? The real world events, the shuffling of the schedule, changes perhaps in the big plan. There's probably a lot of things that occurred there. You know what I mean? But I think ultimately, like, I'm not going to sit up here and try to defend any one particular person or the show itself, because I think if people don't like it and if people have a problem with it, I get it. I don't like it. I have a problem with it. So, I'm going to let it be what it is, but also like, I think there's some fans that are upset, and I think they have every right to be. Whiskey Steve says, just because I want more nerd coin, Diamond Whiskey, Den of Boner. Oh, no. Steve, I was so with you right until the end. You had me in the first half, Steve. You had me in the first half. By the way, GME to the moon. Is it still on the moon? Should I call my broker? Sure. Are we going to buy a new house? Jennifer Cook says, I'm copying Whiskey Steve. Amen. Mason Graves says, I'm one of the mods on the spoiler sub. Hit me up if you ever have any questions. I'd love to get your channel into the mix. Mason, hit me up, brother. That would be cool, but I'm also really afraid of the mouse and doing anything that has any connections to the mouse. I like to keep it clean. Nice little separation there. But yeah, man, hit me up, Mason. Email me at thedenofnerds@gmail.com. Carl says, Spider-Man 4, as in Tobey's Spider-Man or MCU. That'd be dope if they told the death story in Maguire's universe and brought Miles in that way. I agree with you. I agree with that. And I would love something like that. For sure. For sure. Because you know what would be really interesting about that? Especially if Tobey plays Uncle Ben in the MCU. Then, like, the Uncle Ben for the Miles that is the Sonyverse and the Peter are the same actor. You know what I mean? One is playing an actual Uncle Ben character. One is playing the Uncle Ben for all intents and purposes for the other character. Because in the Ultimates universe, Peter Parker dies in front of Miles. Miles could do something because he has powers, but he chooses not to until it's too late. You know what I mean? So Peter, I just popped that mic real bad. Sorry, guys. Peter is the Uncle Ben to Miles in the Ultimates universe. Pretty interesting, huh? Tyler says, so DC is between yeah, man. Look, I'm pretty sure DC is bordering on Texas, New York, and Boston. I'm pretty sure. I thought about it. Geometry was never my strong suit, though. Lucas says, Josh, Have you ever seen episodes of The Office US? Do you like? I think The Office is cool. I wasn't a super big fan though. I know everybody loves that show. I've never even watched the whole season or the whole show. Connecting the dots with a $10 holla says, where is your head at now in terms of Evan Peters being the Fox Quicksilver? Also, thanks for getting me into NFTs. Doing a deep dive on Top Shots right now. Yeah, man. NFTs. A lot of people are weary of them. A lot of people think they could be a bubble. I think they're definitely a part of something big. And I'm very bullish on like digital assets. You know what I mean? So I'm really into it. Actually, we have a video coming out about the Quicksilver situation. So Elise is editing and working on that video right now. We have a couple. Actually, I think there are 2 WandaVision videos that will drop today for you guys. And then I wrote a script about mutants and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That will probably drop tomorrow. So I'll put some more of my thoughts in that video. I mean, I felt like the video's pretty fair. I'm not trying to like bitch and moan about it, but I fucking hated it. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Where's my head at in terms of it? It's like, ugh, I don't want to. I feel very similar to Adam Douglas from Fanjecture, who hates Matt Shackman all of a sudden. Like, you should hear this guy. I'm not trying to talk out of class here, but Adam from Fanjecture, he's been talking so much trash on Matt Shackman on the Discord. It's crazy. So, T Love says, should I change my name to Geode or Boner? I'm feeling the former. Or maybe Band-Aid Man? Thoughts? Dude, first of all, you would never need a Band-Aid if you were a Geode. And if you were Geode, maybe you always have a boner. Anyway, Crazed Panda said, we didn't get a single multiverse reference in WandaVision. What movie or show do you think we'll see the multiverse and get broken in? Not Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Although, watch them just do it there. Like, watch it make 0 sense, and you're like you're in this street level, like, grounded shit, and then all of a sudden Doctor Strange pulls out, and you're like, Doctor Strange, why weren't you in WandaVision? What the fuck are you doing in Madripoor? You know what I mean? That would be kind of interesting. But more than likely, like, you'll get a little bit of that in Loki, and, you know, I think, I memean, we'll see, but it kind of feels like he's saving a lot of the big push pieces for the film still. You know what I mean? Tom says Warner Bros. Or Verizon. They're both trash companies. Trash ass old money rent seeking companies. Keaton Haas says, Josh, I love Natalie Portman as much as you do. Other than Star Wars and Marvel, what is your favorite Natalie Portman movie? Come on, man. It's easily Closer. Here with you and the den through it all. Have a good day, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, Natalie Portman in Closer is a coming of age experience. It's not a film. It's a coming of age experience. You should check it out if you have not seen it. Mike Porter says, I feel like I can't get excited anymore. I have been Shackmaned, and this has been a bona fide yo, a bona fide comment. Justice for Doctor Strange. Did he get cut in WandaVision? Thank you, Mike. It does seem that way. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that, yes, Doctor Strange was cut from WandaVision. Who knows why exactly? Maybe it's a little bit of scheduling. Maybe it's a little bit of them shuffling shit around. Maybe Benedict Cumberbatch was just like, I don't like that. Wanda can't be more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme. Are you kidding me? And Feige was like, well, she kind of is. And he's like, no! And then maybe they're fighting about it. You never really know. Thank you very much, Mike Porter, for the support and the hilarious chat. David Higgs says, hear me out. Doctor Strange opens a portal allowing the multiverse, and everyone is expecting Tobey. But it's none other than Geode, the Chosen Rock. Oh, Geode. Dude, Geode is my new favorite thing. As sort of a meme, though, I would actually buy Geode merch. I would buy a Geode shirt. I would buy a Geode action figure. I would buy maybe a book or audio book about Geode. I don't know. For the memes, I feel like Geode is the homie. Obi Rob Kenobi says, use this to buy a map. Yo, use this to buy the map. Chris Chetley says, Josh, would you like to see Ralph Boner make a cameo in the Lando show? No, Chris, I wouldn't. John Hicks says, yo, dog, what do you want for the MCU cabal? I'll tell you what I want, John. I want Norman Osborn to be vicious, calculated, powerful. I want Doctor Doom to also be vicious, calculating, and powerful. I'd like maybe the Red Skull to come back as an astral sort of form. Dude, if they did like the Hood or some shit, like that would be really crazy too. But maybe Ross, right? Maybe Ross and Namor after he's introed, and Norman and Doom. That'd be cool. That'd be hella cool. Stephen J says, I heard a leak that Feige was going to put some of the X-Men in WandaVision, but then he remembered that the Fox universe is trash, so he just didn't. Trev says, Miles Morales may or may not have been present when Peter died in 1601. I can't recall perfectly, and would never gatekeep your comic book knowledge live in your own live stream. Thank you, Trev. You Canadian fuck. Beskar Evan says, Geode filled with kyber crystals? Dude, that would be pretty interesting. If Geode was full of kyber crystals, because kyber crystals are sort of sentient, right? So if... I'm actually digging that. So let me ask you this. If he is a big kyber crystal, could he somehow... like use all of the kyber crystal-y energy to like become a massive lightsaber blade? Like, is Geode essentially a massive lightsaber or like a Death Star engine or something? I think we really have to start to think about how powerful Geode is. He may well be the most powerful character we've ever encountered in Star Wars. You know, may have started out as just a joke, but I think Darth Jar Jar and Geode could probably rule the galaxy post Episode 9. Episode 10 with Darth Jar Jar and Geode is a surefire way to make lots of money. The Joker Wild says, what studio would you give DC to if you snatched up from Warner Brothers' grip? Marvel, probably, obviously. Marvel Studios would do a great job. Let's see here. Who else would do a great job? Literally anybody other than Warner Brothers. Literally any other studio. Even Sony, I think would do a better job. Does anyone want to play Connect 4 later? Absolutely. Hit me up. T-Love says, but we can get more love for Monica in that suit. She also gave huge geodes. By the way, take my money. Dude, Monica in the suit was legit, dude. Monica in the suit is legit. Her powers are legit. I'm excited to see her in whatever version of whatever thing happens next. Monica's aight. Rogue Soul says, I couldn't put my finger on it, but it really does seem like the final was cut up a bit. I love the rest of the season. Keanu as Ghost Rider. Or Boner. Oh my god. Yeah, you know, I don't necessarily want to dwell on the finale, but I think a lot of people, it's good that people are like sort of sharing their opinions about it, because like for real, it just fell flat in a lot of ways for a lot of different people. And it's not the end of the world, but also like I don't think we all just need to be blind and be like, it was the best. Kale says, I believe White Vision was ordered by Vision to rebuild him to true form. That's why he wasn't surprised that he left. Thoughts? I don't know about that. I don't understand at all why White Vision would just bail like that. Like, I can't wrap my head around that at all. You know why he left? For plot convenience. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. For me, that is pretty weird, dude. Keaton Haas says, I have an entire yard full of Geode action figures. Bro, can you ship them to me? The shipping cost might be a little expensive for Geode, but yeah, hit me up. Lucas says, Josh, monetize a play on Star Wars Pokemon. Become Geodude, bro. Geodude bro is the way. I know you just said Geodude, but Geodude bro is the way. Xander J, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Ralph Boner with the frickin' X-Men frickin' thing. Frickin' what? Says, I love you, Josh. Get out of here, Ralph Boner. Leave me alone. Mr. Anderson says, I haven't heard you talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier having to change their whole epidemic/pandemic narrative. They likely changed the entire phase. Potentially, but I have heard that there were other massive changes happening at the same time. Okay, so I'll be honest with you, Mr. Anderson. When it comes to that aspect of it, I have heard this, but I do not think, and I have not had it indicated to me, that that plot point was going to be a super big deal for the rest of Marvel anything. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm not ready to go there yet, but you could be onto something. I mean, look, I think we're all coming to realize, wow, the Pandy screwed a lot of stuff up. And even though WandaVision was mostly great and, you know, a lot of people loved it, it suffered from things that were not its fault. One has to wonder, will other shows that were filmed last year share a similar fate? Will other movies that were shot last year share a similar fate? Who knows? We may have to just look at this time period with a huge asterisk. I mean, look, I'm giving Shackman a super hard time because I think he underestimated the whole fanboy thing, and don't play with my expectations, you stupid motherfucker. But I will say this. I do wish we would have seen what he would have been able to do without the Pandy. I do think he legitimately did some great work, and it was really interesting. And I would have liked to see a better ending, perhaps spread out over 2 episodes. So on the one hand, it's like, yo, that X-Men thing, no. But also, not totally your fault. You know what I mean? All of the things. Let's see here. Mike says, rumor that Evan Peters is signed on for more MCU. Is it possible that we are being double trolled and he's actually someone in the MCU? It is possible we are getting double trolled, but I don't like being double trolled. Like, forgive me for being real about this shit. Like, I don't think that's cool. I think the double troll is a big mistake if it is happening, but whatever. Let's see here. When the fuck did I miss you reading Into the Dark? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Don't know what you're talking about. Is Elisa Scott related to Michael Scott? Absolutely. Elisa Scott is Michael Scott's dad. Think about it. Think about it. Okay, what's going on in the chat? Let's see what's going on with y'all in the chat. We'll hang out for like 10, 15 more minutes and then we'll get out of here, okay? What's going on in the chat? Whitney says, I just realized Josh is wearing a Goku shirt. We need to make Josh talk more about anime. Yeah, I do like anime. I would love to talk some more anime. Maybe if Theory gets that channel popping and it needs some backup or whatever. How is the move? The move's going well. I mean, I have to pack up a bunch more stuff today. Talking to people, you know, just figuring stuff out. You know how it go. How many nerd coin do I have to exchange for editing lessons from Elisa? I don't know. That's interesting. We are going to add some cool items that you can buy with nerd coin very soon. Very soon. Ralph Boner with the $2 stupid super chat says, in the words of Daddy Arnold, I'll be back. Have you rubbed the belly today? Of course. You always got to start the day off with a good belly rub. You know, and I find that a couple belly rubs throughout the day keep me nice and sprightly. Yeah. Am I excited for Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Dude, for sure. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be dope, dude. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be, I think, incredible. I'm a little interested in, like, the fact that it's now apparently flip-flopped with Black Widow, right? That Black Widow's going to come out, like, right after it. I wonder if that does anything. I wonder if, who knows? Maybe that actually will make the movie more intriguing. You know what I mean? Like, where they create, like, a reverse, I don't know, like, some kind of draw to it. You know what It's Felicity says, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Signed, J.J. Abraham. Oops, Matt Shackman. For sure. Josh and Geekdom talk anime in the future? For sure, man. I'd love to. Danny's just real busy. I'm real busy. All that. Coco Animation Studios says, what's the Nerd Coin? Sorry, this is my first live stream in a while. So the Nerd Coin is a loyalty reward system that you guys get for being active in chat. Belly rub. We'll see. I don't feel comfortable doing belly rubs. I do belly rubs privately. This isn't an Only Nerds. Maybe we'll do belly rubs on the Only Nerds account. Look, what is Nerdcoin? Nerdcoin is a way to give back to you guys, to start giving rewards for you guys sending in super chats, chatting just in general, hanging out in the live stream. You're going to start to accrue Nerdcoin. We are making Nerdcoin eventually into something decentralized that hopefully will be like its own crypto that you guys can hold with keys and things like that. So the macro plan for the Den of Nerds is to create a reward system for the people that hang out in our streams and hang out on our Discord and in our website, etc., etc. And luckily, there's a CloudBot function that allows for you guys to start accumulating right away. You know what I mean? We're also going to do things where you can bet your nerd coin. You can wager your nerd coin. You could duel another nerd venger and put nerd coin on the line. Oh, yes. Very exciting things that we're going to start introducing with that. The Amethyst Bendu with the $5 holla and no message. Dude, what's up with the no message? Are you blocked or something? Hit me up on the Discord. We've been messing around with the bots a little bit, and I wonder if the bots are blocking some people, because I know people are like complaining a little bit about all that. So hit me up on the Discord if there's issues. Nick W says, yo, what mutants do you expect first? Well, I'm still holding out hope for the Omega Red, rumor or whatever. If not, I hope they figure out something with Logan real quick. Obviously, Magneto and Charles are super important to the whole thing. So, yeah. Some of those. Ooh, pardon me. Such a pig. Belly rubs are only for Prime members, so upgrade today for unlimited Josh belly rubs on Sunday. I'll rub my belly like this, but I'm not standing up. That's all you get. That's all you get right there. There you go. P.S. Or rather, when will you have a stream with your comics collection? We'll see, man. I don't know. Like, between moving and all that. It's going to take a minute. So more coins, the more I talk. Yes, indeed, Mike. We have to hook Mike up with his 10K. Mike, let's do it tonight on Darren's Danger Room if you're hanging out tonight. If you stop in tonight, if not, maybe we'll do it tomorrow or something. We want to see. We need more chicken nuggets. Yes, I'm stumbling upon the celestial tech. Is that supposed to rhyme? Because it kind of did. Tomorrow is the Danger Room. Yes. Did I say it was tonight? My bad. Tonight is Debate 8, where we will be debating there's only 8 episodes of WandaVision, so I think Adam is probably going to just take the finale off the table because he hates it so much. So he'll probably just do the first 8 episodes on Debate 8. And it'll be like Lavis and Ryan H. And, yeah. What is the Danger Room? The Danger Room is the show on Wednesday nights that Miss Darren Wood and myself do. Yeah. Would I play Vash? Sure. Open some cards, unbox something. We're here for that quality content. We'll do some, guys. Just give me a little bit. Just give me a couple weeks with the move and everything. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot going on. But look, as soon as I get stable in the new place, we're gonna start having so much fun. We're bringing back a lot more green screen stuff. I'm gonna take everybody through a tour of the tower. I mean, we have so much cool stuff. Like, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, you didn't know that we had? And yeah, I have a mic in the helmet. Shut your mouth. Shut it. Shut it. Now you're just seeming stupid. Yeah, this is the Iron Nerd. All right, coming in hot. What are these hearts doing here? Why do we have hearts going on right now? It doesn't even make any sense. Man, we haven't been into the basement in a long time either. You know, I'm not actually walking down there. I'm just showing you the security footage of all these different places. But I mean, the gift shop, we still have to update all the merch. But the gift shop. And yeah, I think we're going to hire George back. You know, I felt bad about firing him last year. Yeah. So we have a lot of cool fun stuff that we're going to do as soon as we get a little more stable, ladies and gentlemen. So a lot of exciting stuff happening for Dustin of Dust Nerds. Okay, I think we're going to get out of here. Yeah. Okay, I got a couple more super chats. I'm going to knock these out, and then we're going to get out of here, guys, okay? On Falcon the Winter Soldier, I hope they don't tease a bunch of stuff and then get no payoff, like the boner thing. Great content, by the way. Yeah, for sure, Kevin. I think we're going to be set up a little bit better for that show, for sure. RJ Brando says, did you see the fan full comic of the Duel of the Fates script? No, I did not. Can you send that to me on Discord or email? Because that sounds awesome. T Love says, now you can enforce no shoving in the theater. Josh to the rescue. Indeed. No shoving. No shoving. Okay, guys. We're going to call it there. Thank you all for being here. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And we